Good news for all the bank aspirants. Like every year, this year also IBPS has released the calendar for 2025-2026 for the various exams which IBPS conducts every year. The different exams that IBPS conducts every year are IBPSPO, IBPS Clerk, IBPSRRBPO, IBPSRRB Clerk and IBPS Specialist Officer. So, the dates of all these 5 exams have been announced by IBPS in the calendar that they release every year. Every year the calendar comes out around mid-Jan, and this time exactly on 15th of Jan they have come out with the calendar. So, let us run through the important dates for all these exams. What we will be discussing in the session is, we will look at the exam dates, this is important. We will also slightly touch upon the registration process and the selection process. We will not go into the details of these 2 points, we will just browse through these 2 points very quickly, but our focus throughout the video will be on the exam dates. Let us start with IBPSRRB, Office Assistant and Officers. Officer Scale 1, the exam this year is starting from July itself. Generally, the IBPSRRB Officer and Office Assistant exam will be in the month of August, but this year IBPS is starting the exam from last week of July and it will go on till first week of August for Officer Scale 1. When you look at Office Assistants, the exam is on 30th August, 6th September and 7th of September. This year IBPS has made a slight change in the dates. Let us see what are those changes. The first change is that when you look at the dates of Officer Scale 1 and Office Assistants, generally these exams are conducted on successive weekends in the month of August. But this time what IBPS has done is, Officer Scale 1 starts from last week of July to first week of August. Then there is a clear gap of almost 1 month before IBPS conducts the Office Assistant exam. This generally does not happen every year, but this time they have made this small change. So, it is okay. That is not an issue. You get a lot of time here in between to prepare for the Office Assistant exam as well. You can take it in that aspect in the positive way and prepare well for both these exams. Next, let us look at the Scale 2 and Scale 3 Officer. There is no prelim for this, it is only a single exam and that exam is on 30th September. Next exam is a Main Examination Officer Scale 1, that is also on 13th September. Main Examination Office Assistant has been pushed to November. This is another small change that we can see, that the main exam of Officer Scale 1, is in September and the main exam of Office Assistants has been pushed to November, almost a gap of 2 months. That also generally does not happen with the IBPS calendar. The main exam of Scale 1 Officer and Office Assistant are just conducted within a gap of 1 week or max 2 weeks, but this time they have pushed the dates to more than 2 months, and as a result of that the main exam for Office Assistants is now scheduled to be held on 9th of November. Now, before we go to the next slide, let us run through the dates once more very quickly. IBPSRRB Officer Scale 1, 27 July, 2nd August, 3rd August. IBPSRRB Office Assistant, 30th August, 6th September and 7th September. IBPS Officer Scale 1 Main Exam, 13th September. IBPS Office Assistant Main Exam, 9th November. For grade Scale 2 and Scale 3, there is only a single exam, there is no prelim, there is no main, there is only a single exam and that exam is scheduled to be held on 13th of September. Okay. So, this was about the RRBPO and RRB office assistant. Next, let's look at clerk. We all are aware that this designation of clerk is now renamed as customer service associate. Recently, there was a notification by IBPS which mentioned that the clerk post or the clerk designation will now be called by the name customer service associates. Okay, so let's see the important dates of clerk. Prelim exam is in October. This is something which is new. Generally, the clerk exam is held in the month of August. If you look at previous years calendars of IBPS, the IBPS clerk exam prelim examination is generally held in the month of August, but for this time they have pushed it to December. From August they have moved it to December. So what are the dates here? 6, 7, 13 and 14 of December are the dates where your IBPS clerk prelim exam is scheduled. IBPS main exam is scheduled on 1st of February 2026. This is again pushed beyond, clearly you have a gap of 1.5 months. So there are a lot of gaps in between this time. We do not know why IBPS has done, but yes, as students if you think, as aspirants if you think, you get lot more time to prepare in between the prelim exam and the main exam. But we generally recommend that your preparation for these exams should be done simultaneously for prelim as well as for mains. Let's go to the next exam now. We have seen RRBPO and clerk, we have seen IBPS clerk. The next one is IBPSPO. When is the exam this time in IBPSPO? Look at the dates. That is in October. There is no change in the month of this exam. Every year it is held in the month of October. This year also it is being held in the month of October. That is on 4th October, 5th October and 11th October. Whereas the main examination is scheduled to be held in the month of November and the date is 29th November. So here the month is broadly the same. The dates are almost close when compared to the dates of last year and year before that. So not major shift of dates when you look at IBPSPO exam dates. Next, let us look at IBPS Specialist Officer. Specialist Officer, generally the prelim exam is conducted on one day every year. Now this year they have given two different dates, 22nd and 23rd November, and the main exam is scheduled on 4th of January 2026. So these were the important dates, information about the tentative calendar which IBPS has released just a few hours ago. Now let's look at the registration process. This is not important right now, but when the notifications are released, the individual notifications are released. For RRB, PO and clerk, you get a single notification. Tentatively, it may come out in the first week of June or last week of May. After that, you have a notification for IBPSPO going by the dates. This time we see that IBPSPO notification will come out first when compared to the IBPS clerk. Generally, IBPS clerk notification comes out before IBPSPO, but when you look at this year's dates, the IBPS clerk exam is scheduled in December. So we expect the flow of notifications to be RRB PO, RRB clerk, single notification will come out first, followed by the notification of IBPS PO and then specialist officers, and then the IBPS clerk notification is that is the expected the order which is expected, the sequence which is expected to be followed by IBPS for this year, going by the dates that they have released. Now when the individual notification when the individual notifications are out, you need to register for each and every exam. Let's see some important points here. There is a single registration for both prelim and main, no separate registration. At the time of registration, you have to upload the photograph, the candidate has to upload the photograph, the image of the signature, image of the thumb impression, scanned copy of handwritten declaration. This declaration will be there when the notification is out, it will be there in the document, and a live photograph at the time of application. the candidate has to take a live photograph along with the phone or through the webcam at the time of applying for the exam. So, for every notification that is going to come out in future, which is going to be released by IBPS, you have to apply for each and every notification separately, and the application is only through the online mode. This is not important right now, but for your information, just for the sake of information, we are sharing this with you. The selection process very quickly, let's spend a minute on this. IBPSPO, RRB officer scale 1 and specialist officer, 3-phase selection process, prelim, main and interview. For IBPSPO, you have prelim, main and interview. For RRB scale 1, you have prelim, main and interview, and for specialist officer, you have prelim, main and interviews. When you look at scale 2 and scale 3, when you look at scale 2 and scale 3 officer, there is no prelim, there is no main, there is only a single exam. There is only a single exam followed by the interview. Okay. For scale 2 and scale 3, there is a single exam followed by the interview. This is your selection process for clerk and office assistant. Office assistant is basically clerk. Another term for clerk in regional rural banks is office assistant. Here you have phase 1 prelim and phase 2 main. There are no interviews here for the clerk recruitment process. Now, couple of important points before we close the video. Start your preparation right now. Do not wait for the individual notifications to be released by IBPS. Second important point is your preparation for prelim and mains should be done simultaneously, but more focus to be given on prelim, and don't neglect your mains preparation. The number of vacancies announced by all these notifications put together is in the range of 20,000 every year, almost close to 20,000. All put together, if you add up RRBPO, RRB clerk, you take IBPSPO and you take IBPS clerk and IBPSSO. When you look at all these notifications put together, the number of vacancies which are announced in the notifications are approximately close to 20,000. But when the final allotment is done, the vacancies go up dramatically, and this number touches around 24K to 25K after the final allotment is done. So, this is not a small number, it is a huge number of vacancies, and with IBPS coming out with their calendar for 25-26, it is yet again another opportunity for all the bank aspirants. So, start your preparation immediately without waiting for the notifications to be released. If you want to, in case you would like to join our classroom coaching, you can contact our nearest time center. The batches have already started. The coaching is from the basics. Even if you are appearing for these exams for the first time and you are a fresher, the coaching will start from very basics and go on up to the mains level questions in all the test areas. If you want to join the online courses, this is the link which is also given in the description box. You can go there, click on the link and get all information about our online courses. So, that's all for today. We close this video by again emphasizing on the fact that for bank aspirants, this is going to be yet another year of golden opportunities, with IBPS announcing the calendar for 25 and 26. So, thank you for watching. All the best.